Do you believe that being a good man earns women's respect? If you think so, you might need to change your perspective on what really attracts women in a relationship. The simple theory is that if you're a good person, respect her, make her happy, and always take care of her, she will love and respect you in return. But in reality, the opposite is often true. So what really happens? The more you try to please her, the more you lose the respect you deserve. This is a dangerous cycle that many men don't realize until it's too late. And the worst part is, women sometimes don't even recognize it. They don't understand why they lose interest in the man they once loved, and this causes them not to realize that they've lost respect for him. Let me illustrate this with a story. Imagine you have a friend named Lucas. Lucas is the perfect example of a good guy. He does everything for his girlfriend, from making her happy to never refusing anything she asks for. At first, everything seems perfect. She's happy, smiling, and everything goes smoothly. But after a while, things start to change. She becomes distant, no longer sending affectionate messages, and even starts spending more time with her friends, paying less attention to Lucas. Eventually, she says, "It's not you, it's me." So what do you think really happened to Lucas? The answer is that Lucas became predictable, lacked challenge, and his attraction faded. Her desire and respect for him died. And do you know what caused Lucas to fall into this situation? He put her emotions above everything, even his own needs and self-respect. Lucas created an image of being too easy to get, a man with no challenge, no personal value. He overlooked the basic principles of being a man of virtue. The concept of a man of virtue, as the Stoic philosophers pointed out, acts based on reason and consistency. He doesn't let his emotions or the needs of others control his actions. A truly virtuous man isn't like a loyal dog, always trying to please others. He knows his worth and doesn't let anyone or anything diminish that respect. So why don't women respect nice guys? Women aren't attracted to men who constantly try to prove their worth. They don't feel attraction to those who only seek to please them without a clear purpose or principles. On the contrary, women are attracted to men who know their own value, who have goals, vision, and don't need anyone's approval to feel worthy. The common mistake nice guys make, the biggest mistake that nice guys often make, is the fear of rejection. You think that if you don't agree with her, if you say no or set boundaries, she'll leave you. But in reality, the opposite is true. When you have the courage to say no, when you set rules for yourself and don't hesitate to show that you have value, she will start to look at you with respect and increased attraction. The theory of rarity, why you must be unpredictable. Imagine diamonds. They're valuable because they're rare. If you become a predictable, ordinary man without clear principles, you lower your own value. You're no longer a diamond, you're just an ordinary stone. Women like men who are valuable because they're hard to get. They're not just attracted to external features, but to your uniqueness and strong personality. The more predictable and easily available you are, the more she get bored and lose respect. The big question, what kind of man do you want to be? So, I ask you, do you want to be a man who can easily be replaced, someone they can forget about in just a few days? Or do you want to be the virtuous man, the one who can't be disrespected, the one she will always strive to win over? If your answer is the virtuous man, then start following these Stoic principles to earn respect in your relationships. Don't seek validation from women. You don't need to prove your worth through their approval. Your worth isn't dependent on anyone's agreement. Have purpose and vision in life. Relationships can't be your only focus. You must have your own personal goals, career, and mission. Put them first. Become unpredictable. Don't always be available when she needs you. Don't always respond to messages immediately. Build your own life and create a world that you don't have to share everything with her. Set boundaries and principles for yourself. If she doesn't respect you, make it clear that you won't accept that behavior. Set your boundaries and don't fear rejection. This is how she recognizes your true value. Don't let your niceness become a burden. In reality, respect and attraction stem from having value and personal principles. When you're no longer afraid of rejection and don't seek validation from women, you'll naturally become the man she respects and desires. Next up, how to develop a clear purpose in life to become the man every woman wants to keep. Having purpose and vision in life, creating real value. If you want women to respect you, the key is not just how you treat them, but how you treat yourself. One of the most important factors that everyone is attracted to is not gentleness or ease, but confidence, consistency, and a clear purpose in life. Having purpose in life not only makes you more valuable in the eyes of women, but also helps you build a fuller, more complete life. When you have goals, you're not just living for the people around you, but living for yourself. You won't get distracted, and you'll become a man with natural attraction, because you always have something important to pursue, something that makes you wake up every day with determination and passion. Why is having a purpose important? Purpose helps you be confident and consistent. When you know what you want, you won't easily be swayed by external factors, especially women. A man with a clear purpose always knows where he's headed and why he's doing what he's doing. This creates consistency and confidence, two essential qualities that women always seek in a man. Women aren't attracted to men who don't have strong opinions or know what they want out of life. A man with a purpose has a clear plan and actions, not easily lost or swayed by temporary trends. This not only helps you achieve success, but also makes you someone women feel safe and trust. Purpose makes you a hard-to-get man. Your purpose makes you rare, like a diamond among pebbles. When you have a clear vision and a goal to pursue, you're no longer easily accessible. Women are attracted to men who have a mission and a long-term vision. When you don't rely on anyone's approval, you become someone who's not easy to get. This is why you need a purpose in life. It makes you unique and valuable. Think about influential men in society. They aren't the ones always trying to please everyone. They have a clear purpose, and that's what makes women and everyone else respect them. Purpose helps you build a separate life. A man with a purpose doesn't revolve around one woman. Relationships aren't the center of his life. He has a life full of passion, ambition, and personal interests. Women don't want a man who is predictable, always seeking ways to please them. They want a man who has his own life, his own future, where they're not the center, but an important part of it. When you have a purpose, you won't feel the need to be overly available or fear losing her attention. You don't need to sacrifice your own life to please her. She feels a strong attraction when she realizes you're pursuing something bigger, and from there, respect will naturally emerge. How to identify your life's purpose? Get to know yourself. The first thing you need to do is ask yourself important questions. What do you really want in life? What are you passionate about? What can you do to contribute to the world around you? Purpose isn't something you can find in books or through someone else's advice. It must come from within. Set long-term and short-term goals. Your life's purpose isn't a single destination, but a combination of several large and small goals. Long-term goals help you envision the future you want to achieve, while short-term goals allow you to track and improve step by step. Create personal growth. Purpose is what helps you mature and develop. To sustain your purpose, you must constantly learn and improve yourself. Read books, take courses, explore new things, and challenge yourself to continue progressing. These activities not only help you achieve your goals, but also make you stronger and more confident. Let your purpose guide every decision. Every decision you make in life, whether big or small, should be considered through the lens of the larger purpose you're pursuing. Purpose will be your compass, helping you make the right choices and stay true to your path without getting lost in irrelevant decisions. The connection between purpose and attraction in relationships. Women are attracted to men with purpose because they are the ones who can make decisions, protect, and lead them in life. They don't look for a man who just pleases or accommodates them, but someone who can make important choices and build a solid future. Remember, when you have purpose, you not only attract respect from women, but from everyone around you. Purpose is the true measure of a man's worth, And when you possess this, you become someone no one can disrespect. Purpose and vision in life are the deciding factors in building a life you can be proud of, one that also makes women respect and desire you. Don't let relationships dominate your life. Instead, build your own mission, your own life. When you have goals, you become the man any woman would want in her life. Becoming unpredictable, the key to sustainable attraction. If you want to attract women, one of the most important secrets is to become unpredictable. Men who are too easy to access or always available quickly lose their appeal. Women aren't attracted to men they can predict all the time because it makes them feel no challenge, no excitement. Becoming unpredictable doesn't mean you have to be distant, avoid her, or make her guess what you're doing every minute. Instead, it means creating an element of surprise and a fresh excitement that she can't control or predict. Why being unpredictable matters. Women like men they can't easily figure out. When you're predictable, every action becomes boring and lacks challenge. Women are drawn to men whose next move isn't easily guessed. Unpredictable men create anticipation, making women feel constantly intrigued and never bored. However, this doesn't mean you have to be completely unknowable. Being unpredictable should be at a reasonable level. Sometimes you can show care and attention, but other times you create space for yourself, making her wonder what you're doing or thinking. This creates powerful attraction that not everyone has. 2. Create independence and don't depend on the relationship. One of the most important elements of being an unpredictable man is independence. When you have your own life, passions, hobbies, and personal goals, you become someone who doesn't need her approval to feel happy. Women are attracted to men who have their own life, who don't need them to define their worth. If you're always available when she needs you, always replying to texts immediately, and never have any personal space, she feels like you're always there and no longer a challenge. This reduces attraction because nothing that's easy to get is exciting. Instead, learn to create space for yourself. Don't always respond to texts right away. Don't always be there when she calls. Create the impression that you have a full life and that the relationship is just one part of it, not everything. 3. Turn surprise into an attractive factor. Surprise is one of the most powerful elements in a relationship. When you surprise her, you keep the excitement and attraction alive. However, it's not about unreasonable or confusing surprises, but rather positive changes and actions that she can't predict. For example, you could plan a surprise evening, a short trip, or even a small but meaningful gift. These actions aren't something she would expect from you, and it's this surprise that makes the relationship more exciting. But surprise doesn't just apply to gifts or actions. You can also surprise her in the way you talk, approach her, and present yourself. Instead of always saying what she expects, occasionally share fresh perspectives or interesting stories that she's never heard from you. This will make her see you as an intriguing man who's never boring. 4. Don't always try to please her. A major mistake many men make is always trying to please women so they never feel neglected. While pleasing her is sometimes a good thing, if you do it excessively, you will no longer be the strong, independent man she needs. If you're always trying to make her happy, always ready to meet every request without ever saying no, you will become someone she can easily control. She won't respect you and will start feeling like there's no challenge. On the other hand, a man who can say no when necessary, who can reject unreasonable requests, will earn her respect and attraction. 5. Attraction comes not just from looks, but from inner strength. Real attraction comes from your inner strength and confidence, not just looks or easy gestures. Women don't just look at appearance, but evaluate you by your actions, thoughts, and how you control your life. When you become a man of value and unpredictability, you'll attract respect not only from women, but from everyone around you. This creates powerful and lasting attraction. The fundamentals of becoming the man women respect. Now, let's take a look at the basic principles for becoming a man whom not only women, but everyone respects. Purpose, unpredictability, patience, and setting boundaries All of these elements not only help you improve yourself, but also help you build a meaningful and attractive life. Life's purpose is a strong foundation. When you have a clear purpose in life, you are no longer a man who depends on others' approval. You become someone with a vision, steadfast in what you pursue, and never let anyone diminish your value. Women aren't attracted to men without purpose. They look for men who can lead them into a bright future, someone who knows exactly what he wants and doesn't need others to confirm his worth. Becoming unpredictable to keep the attraction alive. Becoming unpredictable doesn't mean you need to be distant or aloof. It simply means creating elements of surprise, so women never feel bored or know exactly what's coming next. When you have your own life, when you're not always available when she needs you, you create attraction through independence and confidence. She will see you as a challenge, and that's exactly what women seek in a man. Patience is key to building long-lasting respect. Patience teaches you that attraction doesn't come from constantly pleasing or accommodating her. Instead, patience is knowing when to move forward and when to step back. When you know how to maintain balance in the relationship, you will become the man she feels respected and loved by. Set boundaries to earn true respect. Setting boundaries doesn't only help you maintain self-respect, it also shows women that you don't accept disrespectful behavior. When you learn to say no and aren't afraid of rejection, you become a man of value, someone who can't be easily manipulated or disrespected. Women will respect you more when they see that you know how to protect yourself and set your own life rules. To become the man that women respect and desire, you don't need to be a nice guy who always caters to every request. In fact, women are attracted to men with purpose, independence, consistency, and who know how to set boundaries for themselves. They don't seek an easily accessible man, but a strong, unique man with real value. Remember, the more you try to prove yourself, the more you lose your own value. When you can confidently stand firm in your beliefs and know your worth, you become the man no one can ignore. And finally, always be yourself, a man of value, a man that women will never want to leave.